What's up and welcome to the Sam Dracula channel, a Charlotte Hornets fan channel. And today in this video, we're gonna do some overreacting, okay? And I'm here for it. As part of being a fan, I'm not gonna let anyone talk me out of it. This is what we're here to do today. Jalen McDaniels, Gordon Hayward who? Kevin Durant who? We play the Lakers tomorrow. LeBron James who? I am loving what I'm seeing from Jalen McDaniels. Like, the idea of next man up is great. It's a great thought. It's great on paper. It's a great saying. But it's even better when you see it in front of you. And Jalen McDaniels embodies that. We're going to take a look at that today. Obviously, our main man, $120 million man, Gordon Hayward, is out for the next few weeks with an injury. We'll see. Hopefully he'll be back sooner than later and be with the team as they make a push for the playoffs and then in the playoffs themselves. In his absence, Jalen McDaniels has been thrusted into the starting five and he's been crushing it. What you're looking at here are there's 3 starts. All right, 3 games, 3 starts. In those games, 30 minutes played in each of those games on average, okay? 16.3 points in those 3 games. A block, 1.3 steals, 3 assists, 5 rebounds. Shooting, 63% from the floor, 55% from 3. Let that breathe for a second, you know? Just gonna let that float in the air for a second. I'll wait. This is the part of the video where I have to reel myself in because I have to consider the opponent, right? So we're talking the Oklahoma City Thunder, okay? Enough said. A Milwaukee Bucks team that rested all of their starters. Like, none of their starters played. It was a completely different Bucks team that's not the team in 3rd place. Just the other guys on that team played against our Charlotte Hornets. And then the Atlanta Hawks, who are a decent team, but they're pretty middle of the road as far as defense, team defense goes. That being said, I don't care. I like this. I like what I'm seeing from Jalen McDaniels. And it's really assuring because when Gordon Hayward went out injured, it was really scary, truly, because the timing of it, the Monk injury, the Melo injury, that's a huge part of the team gone, right, for several weeks, all at the same time. So we need guys like Jalen McDaniels to step up. And he has. And it's really dope. I don't know. No one knows. I'm sure he does. He doesn't even know how long this can be kept up. Any piece of his game remains. I hope it's his confidence. The way he's operating on the floor is veteran stuff. He knows where to get a shot off, and he knows the shots that he can make. He loves that corner 3. I love watching him take that corner 3. You know, he's super involved in both ends of the floor, loving the intensity and effort. You know, we saw that last year, but it's still a question. And that sense of like, all right, can he shoulder the load? And so far, he has. He really, really has. I want to give Jalen the same credit I gave Malik Monk. Being ready when called upon is a skill all within itself, right? This guy got some early run in the season, got sent to the G League bubble, right, during the season, got recalled, rode the bench, would get some time here and there. You know, we had when guys were out, we've seen him start a game in the meantime in February, and then not a lot else since, until the Hayward injury, until the Malik injury. Kudos to McDaniels for being patient and being ready when called upon. Because this is really dope to see. It helps ease the nerves, right? Hornets fans, am I right? Like, this season could have taken a whole different turn with all the injuries at the same time. And guys like McDaniels specifically, a lot of people have contributed in other ways as well. Like, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Brad Wanamaker and Miles Bridges not stepping up as well during our time of need. But I just want to make a Jalen McDaniels appreciation video because I appreciate what he's doing thus far. So I'm recording this Monday. Yesterday, Sunday, is when the Hawks played the Hornets. And then in that game, it was a very different individual performance on the stat sheet for McDaniels compared to his performances against the Thunder and that depleted Bucks team. What's up, buddy? You good? You want to talk about Jalen McDaniels? Yeah, he doesn't. He walked away. Oh, change your mind? The question I'm just proposing to the NBA universe, the Hornets universe, is what's a realistic expectation from Jalen McDaniels the rest of the way? Is it quality of opponent based? Is it individual matchup based? For me, at least, it's going to be, I think, an interesting narrative thread throughout the season as Hayward and Monk slowly get back involved as they get healthy. The Hornets play the Lakers tomorrow, a team with its own injury issues. I don't take that game lightly at all. Do we see an OKC Milwaukee type performance from McDaniels, or do we see a Atlanta Hawks type performance for McDaniels, or somewhere in the middle? What's fair? What's realistic? What I'm confident in and what I think is fair and realistic is that the numbers won't tell his true value the rest of the way, because it's going to be so weird to for lack of a better term, it's going to be very weird watching this team play without its key players for the next few weeks. And when there's games where Devontae or Terry aren't feeling it, or PJ isn't feeling it, will that be a day where we see Jalen McDaniels do something insane? McDaniels has highlight reel potential. At any given moment, he can go up for a block, he can go up for a dunk, he can hit a three when open. At the trade deadline, I was very concerned about the Hornets bench. I was. And I even proposed a fake trade to bring Harrison Barnes to Charlotte because I was concerned about Hayward's injuries and the drop-off between Hayward and McDaniels. I think Harrison Barnes lives somewhere in between there and would help keep things going in case, in an instance, we lost Hayward. Fast forward a few weeks, Hayward's out, McDaniels is starting, and it's been pretty all right. It's been pretty fun. And it makes me think, when everything is good again, when everyone's healthy again, and McDaniels goes back to the bench, when Hayward's back in the starting five, that bench looks really good. Really good. So let's pretend, perfect scenario, LaMelo Ball comes back this season. Despite the initial reports, he heals, he's good after a month and a half, and he's able to play at the tail end of the season and into the playoffs, okay? That's what we're pretending. When LaMelo's back, I fully expect him to start, along with Terry. So that's the backcourt, frontcourt, Hayward, PJ, and then I assume Zeller at the five, right? Let's go back to that time for this scenario. On the bench, you're talking Bridges, you're talking Devontae, Malik is back healthy, and now Jalen McDaniels. That is those four guys off the bench. McDaniels, who can play the 4, 5, or 3. Bridges, who can play the 3, 4, 5. Monk can do the 1 or 2. Devontae can play the 1 or 2. That setup, those boys off the bench could be really nasty, and that's before you even get to Brad Watermaker, who's been pretty all right, And then the Martin twins can do stuff. You have Biz off the bench. They're guys. This roster, I think, is deeper than we all expected. It's a shame that Borrego has to dip into the bench to this degree because of all the injuries. But I think him personally has done a great job of managing the talent this season, putting guys in the best positions to succeed and contribute in ways that fits their skill set, and bringing these guys along slowly too, to not damage their confidence. So I'm hoping that if you fast forward, it's April 12th right now. Fast forward a month from now, or towards the tail end of the season, if there's an instance, let's pretend the Hornets make the playoffs, okay? If there's an instance in game 2 of the playoffs, let's say it's a pivotal game, Hornets lost game 1, they're keeping it tight for game 2. Hayward and Miles, let's say, are in foul trouble. And the Hornets need somebody to step up. In that scenario, in the future, okay? I'm hoping that this period right now for Jalen McDaniels can be something that he can draw from, right? The confidence he's building now, I think, can pay off, can pay out in a big moment in the playoffs. Seeing and knowing what we know now about Jalen McDaniels makes me feel okay and confident in his ability to step up when needed later on, because he's doing it now. Against opponents he should be doing it against. You know, he'll be tested. He'll be tested throughout the rest of the way. And I'm looking forward to watching that to see how he responds to it. And, you know, he's not doing it alone. He has teammates that'll help him out. It's really encouraging to see, like, all right, Hayward's hurt. That sucks. It really sucks. But Jalen is there. There's cover. There's a safety net. A guy that can do it to a certain degree. All right, so first off, shouts to Downer Buck for this video. But like, this is what I'm talking about when I talk about McDaniels' confidence on the floor. McDaniels knows he can make this shot. He knows that's his shot. So he goes there, waits for his opportunity, and drains it. Again, I think this is the next possession. Goes right to the spot, right to the corner, calling for the ball. He sees Terry's looking for help. Terry finds him. Shot up, shot down. I love seeing that. That's great basketball and incredible for a guy at his experience level and age. Like, we gotta relax. I gotta relax. But I'm a fan. I'm a fan of that. And then, oh, by the way, he's under contract until 2023. Well, let's go. Let's go. I appreciate you guys bearing with me as I just kind of share my thoughts on Jalen McDaniels and his role in the team and what he's doing now with the opportunity he has in front of him. You know, I was a little scared. I think he picked up like a facial laceration against the Hawks. And I was like, oh, no, he can't be hurt. But even PJ, he's probable for the Lakers game. Like, the injuries, even small, big, they're all scary at this point. So when you have guys that can step up when needed, it makes you feel better. But I don't like being in this position. Next man up's great. Next man up's great. You know, I just don't want to have to deal with it. I'd rather not deal with it. But the Hornets are dealing with it, and they're dealing with it pretty well. Gordon, Malik, LaMelo, get well soon. We miss you. We all miss you. Can't wait to see you back on the court again. And let's lock up this Eastern Conference playoff berth, man. Sick of playing around. Sick of this. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Hit that like button if you don't mind. Hit that subscribe button as well. But until next time, stay safe, and I will see you next time. Peace.